been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. What else can I say after seeing that except, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mark Alessandro.
Hey, guys. Well, I love it. Hey, guys, it's really great to be here in Medicine Hat, guys. You guys are awesome. It's really not, it's all make-believe. You guys know that, right? Yeah, I mean, we don't really, you know, we're all just doing it just for fun. We're trying to, you know, get a good message across. Believe it or not, most stunt people, most people that are in the business, you know, you have the actors, you have the stars, and then you have the stunt doubles. Now, I don't know, anybody know Batman? Christian Bale? Okay, great, all right. All right, yeah, actually my cousin is his stunt double. You know, I got to work on it, which was pretty exciting, and you know, but he's a really nice guy, really wonderful guy. Most of these people, you know, everybody thinks, oh, Hollywood, it's all bad, it's all. There's actually a lot of good people. The good thing about the entertainment business now is it's all over. It's in Canada, it's in Calgary, it's in Vancouver. I just worked on a movie in Montreal last week called Freelancers. You know, we're just here today to give you an idea. First of all, it's not all bad. And the isn't real. We're all just having fun. A lot of the storylines have good messages, and a lot of good movies have good messages. Just sadly, you have to have things that happen in movies that there's where people hit and stuff like the real world, because all this is doing is imitating real life, as you know, because you know, we really don't want to do this kind of thing. But what I was going to do today is kind of like a little question and answer thing, you know, for people that, you know, are thinking about maybe getting in the business, whether stunt guys or stunt girls or actresses. Or the funny thing is, the other side of the business has tons of things like camera work, production house work. It puts like millions of people to work. Actually, a lot of the country, America, whether it's Southern California, Louisiana, Toronto, Montreal, has a big section of the neighborhoods and stuff. People that work in those different neighborhoods of the entertainment community are, you know, working in on those different fields. So it's not just, well, you see a movie. Well, what happens with a movie? Well, you have a writer. You know, somebody has to go there like an architect, and he has to write the whole storyline. It's like writes a book, like Batman. You know, somebody has to come up with an idea with a concept. You know, well, who's the Batman going to fight? Who does the Batman fight? Who? Anybody know? Joker. Okay. All right. Who's going to come up with the idea for the Joker? What kind of guy is he going to be? Well, these are all decisions where people are being employed, getting work, coming up with ideas. So you have all these writers that get together. Then you're going to have all the camera guys, like the people right now, filming us right now. See? The video. Then you have still photographers. You have editors that put the movie together. Then you have the producers, which is a business to come up with the money to make the movie. They talk to bankers, so the banks make money. And then we all put it together. And then you have the different actors. And so, first of all, how many people want to be in the entertainment business here today? Okay, all right. That's good. See? So there's always somebody, they go, well, I want to be an actor or an actress. And if you don't want to be, believe me, no big deal, because it's not an easy business, but it's a great business, and you get a chance to travel, see a lot of people around the world. Like, after all, I got to work in Montreal last week. I worked in Los Angeles 2 months ago, and you meet a lot of nice people. Of course, a lot of people in the business, you know, they let their egos get to them and their attitudes, and they think they're all that, but, you know, a lot of people behind the camera, and like stunt people, which a lot of time are behind the cameras, because we think of the actors as like the people that really make the movies. You know, we think about what we're doing, and we're very kind and considerate to each other. And usually, people that make it in the business are really nice people. They're good people. They get along with other people. They respect authority. Because there's always somebody over you. If you're an actor, you have your director. If you're a director, you have a producer. So you have to learn how to get along. But everybody has to learn that in life, if you're not a good person, no matter what you're doing, because you can be a big actor, whatever, sooner or later, you're going to be found out, and it's not gonna happen for you. I mean. Christian Bale, who plays Batman, by the way, really nice guy. And I know who the new Catwoman is, by the way. I don't know. Anyway, she's. I'm not supposed to tell anybody. It's like it's quiet, but she's. They're actually going to be doing 2 more Batmans after this, which nobody's supposed to know about that. So they're going to be going on and on. So, but they're making. It's a great life. I mean, if you wanted to do it, I would say, hey, go for it. It's an art in itself, and you know, but it's going to take a lot of dedication. And I thought what we do today is do a little skit, take a couple volunteers right off the bat to show you.
Wait, Mark, before we do a skit, now, and I know I've traveled with him, I've known Mark for over 10 years. I know the type of questions that each one of these people have right now. And the reason I know that, and it took me, you guys, are you ready for this? 10 years of knowing Mark to say, come on, Mark. Tell me some of those stories. Tell me the insider Hollywood stuff that we all just kind of die to know, and we want just a glimpse of what it's like to live that life. And in fact, you guys, when we were driving down from the Calgary airport last night, this was the first time ever in 10 years of knowing him that I pumped him for information. Now, so what we're going to do before we do the skits, we're going to allow you guys to do that one at a time. You guys can ask him questions. And I might help out with the odd question, but go ahead. Whose hands first? Go. Okay.
How long does it take to be a good stuntman?
To be a good stuntman or stunt woman, because as you can see, there's a lot of stunt women there too. I would say you have to practice. It could take. Actually, they have actors, you know, in Peter Pan, I work with stunt kids, and on Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I would say a year to 2 years if you really like worked at it. Having a background would help, like maybe martial arts or, you know, whatever. Probably a year or so, you know. Okay, you boss.
If you're a stuntman, does it hurt?
Well, the next question is, how many bones have I broke? You know what? I've been really fortunate. I've just had a few injuries. I have had some broke bones. But it's, you know, you can get hurt driving a car down the street. You can get hurt playing hockey. You can get hurt doing other things. But yeah, I mean, you have to have equipment, like a hockey player. We have pads. Underneath a lot of the clothes, maybe I'll have an elbow pad or a knee pad, you know, or a back pad. So if you wear the right protective equipment, you're okay. So yeah, but it does hurt sometimes. But you learn how to do it, and it's a lot of tricks. It's not exactly what you see that people are hitting the ground. So I'm sorry.
Talking about pads, like, I saw that you got lit on fire. How did they do that?
Okay. Lit on fire, which makes no common sense, right? No common sense. Well, it's actually what's known as a light gel, and it's not a real hot flame. And underneath we have what's known as a Nomex Suit, and that suit is a fire retardant. It's protected. And then we put a gel over us, and the heat doesn't touch us. And for like we have like a 10-second period from where, like Todd would be, one day Todd was on a set with me with a fire extinguisher, and he was protecting me. So he has a fire extinguisher ready to go if something was wrong to put me out. So as soon as I dropped and hit the ground, he would know I'm in trouble. But as long as you're up and you don't feel any warm, you're okay. But if you drop down, you're going to be fine. So you have you have two guys that prepare you to do that, and then you have two safety guys there. So yes, next.
Has anything ever gone wrong in one of your stunts?
Yes, that's a good question. Sometimes, what's really funny is for stunt guys, sometimes you have to do acting when you come out and do your skate, like, freeze, like if you're playing a police officer. It's like, freeze, like put your hands on the car now. All right, that's it. I see you got it. Hey, I said now, put your hands on the wheel. Put the throws and keys out. So sometimes when you're a stunt guy, you might have to do dialogue. You have to maybe say something. So if you don't do the dialogue right, well, you can't do the stunt right. So they go, cut, cut. We don't like that, And everybody has their idea how they want something done. A lot of times a car will do a near miss, and it's not supposed to be a hit, but it's a stunt, and the car will hit the other car. And they'll say, oh, we only have one car, so let's not hit it. So, and that's happened to me, believe it or not. Thank you very much. Mark, don't hit the car, go down the street, do a near miss. I mean, it goes on and on, so.
Mark, I was just going to say, to your left, yeah, he had his hand up.
Yes.
Have you played in a movie called The Titanic?
Yes, I did. That's pretty good. Did you recognize one of the scenes where they were in the boat and the water came through?
Because I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, I worked on that. Yep, that was a good. Actually, that was a movie where something went wrong on that movie actually, because the water was only supposed to be. It'll sort of knock you down. Well, it knocked me down and knocked me like 30 feet down the hallway. And I was like, whoa, I thought it's not supposed to be that big. And we didn't get to do a take two. Okay, yes?
How did you survive in cold water?
Well, that's a good question too. Like the fire suit we were talking about, where you protect yourself, we had on like a water suit. It's a thick rubber suit of different millimeters. See, what's great about stunts, it's a science in itself. Just like the motion picture business, it's an arts and science. So you have to know what kind of millimeter suit you want to wear, particularly how cold it's going to be if you could move in the suit. So we would wear like, in Titanic, because the water was cold sometimes, but even though we were in fake sets, we had like an 8mm suit. So I had a wetsuit underneath it, which was water protectant. And then they actually have suits that are water retardant that keep the water off of you. So you can actually have a sweater on underneath and then put the wardrobe on over the top of the water protective gear. So yeah, and the little kid, I don't know if you saw that scene when I was in the Titanic. That was a fake kid. That wasn't a real baby. That was a fake kid. I was like, remember? So anyway, all right. Yes.
How much movies have you actually done?
That's a good question. Probably over like 250. Yeah, 260. Like commercials, TVs, music videos, and so. Yes.
That is. You know about the fire suit. What if in the movie you're supposed to basically go on the ground?
Oh, okay. When you know to go down on the ground, he's asking me, when you do fire gags, where you make believe you're on fire, where a room blows up or whatever, he says, when do you go on the ground? When you get hot, when you feel warm.
I know, but
As soon as you feel warm? Well, a lot of times they'll tell you before you do the scene, they'll say, let's just have you walk around. And if you walk around, the flames will follow you as you go, right? So it's not as hot because the fire is like behind you. So as soon as you go down, you'll say like maybe 8 seconds the most, 8 seconds, 10 seconds the most, then you go down. And then they come out, like Todd would be my safety guy, and he'd have a fire extinguisher, shh, and you're out, you're cold. Okay, yes.
The Titanic, where did you keep the water that blew you away?
Okay, what they have is you have a big model where architects, again, it's a business of science, because you have set designers, set decorators. So everybody says, oh, I don't know if I want to be an actor. You know, well then again, okay, well you're on the other side of the camera. That means all the stuff that prepares for the stuff that you guys saw. And ladies, the boat, right? They had a big, massive boat that they remodeled in Rosarito, Mexico. They actually made a model of the Titanic, which was pretty wild. It actually sunk in the water near the ocean. They actually could lift it back up. It was a phenomenal feat. It was like amazing. It's like a wonder of the world. Well, what they did where that water was, they actually have sets inside of a building that have water tanks. They're called movie sets. Like you guys ever see like the beginnings of Warner Brother? You know, like the beginning of the movie, you see all the different movie lots. Well, in those lots, maybe there's a water tank. Well, where we did the stuff for Titanic, like some of the in the scene stuff, that was inside the water tanks. And we had tanks in there. So there was actually a water tank and a set built of the Titanic, small sets, where they opened that up and that came in, you know. So it was like a room like this, you know, and they had it all built like a hallway. It's pretty amazing. Like every scene they build different sets. So that's what I was saying, architects, designers, builders, mechanics, engineers, all part of that, all part of that. Okay.
Is weight a factor in being a stunt person?
Is weight factor?
Is weight a factor in being a stunt person?
No, because you guys know. What if you're doubling? You know, we need a stunt double for a guy that weighs 250 pounds. Well, we need a big guy. What if we have a kid your size? We need doubled. Well, then we'll need a kid like 80, 60 pounds, or 130 pounds, or 180 pounds. It just, you know, depends what it is. I mean, most actors are between, you know, I guess, what, like 150 to, you know, like male actors are 150 to 210. Most female actresses are 120 to 130. So you do have to exercise, stay in shape. A lot of it's physical fitness, you know, to do, you know, do the right exercises, learn the skills. Okay. Oh, yes.
What's one of your favorite movies that you've acted in?
Good question.
Oh, that's a good question. I actually like Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, yeah. I got to play one of the barnacle guys. Yeah. So, and a lot of that, again, had a lot to do with computer graphics, because they had the what they did is we filmed it, but then they came back, and with computer graphics they drew in, remember how those faces kind of moved, the barnacles and things like that. So you wouldn't even recognize me on it. I was like one of the sidekicks of the lead barnacle guy that was fighting Johnny Depp. And so yeah, so Pirates of the Caribbean was a fun one. I got to work on actually they're going to make another one, by the way, but I got to work on 3 of them. So, yeah. Yeah, they're going to do a 4th one. So, yeah. Okay, and...
What's your most favorite stunt?
What's my most favorite stunt? Oh, that's a good question. I would say I would say probably, I worked on a movie called Cliffhanger, where it was rock climbing and stuff, and they had a cable, and these engineers set up, and special effects guys, set up a cable where I was going to jump from one mountain to the other, because they were being chased by the bad guys. They actually did the same thing on Peter Pan. I worked on, I don't know if you guys saw the movie Peter Pan. It's like maybe, yeah. What does it say? You're old, alone, and nobody cares, whatever. Oh, you're old, alone. Remember the guy kept saying that? Anyway, well, we had to do the same thing on that where the guy had to jump from one mountain to the next mountain because he was getting chased. In this case, I was doubling the actor Sylvester Stallone, who was Rocky, and he was being chased. So he had to jump like, which is not really in real life. You know how movies make things look bigger. It was like 15-foot jump he had to jump. So they had a cable that carried me, and it not only picked me up, it carried me and then dropped me across. So I had to jump across and I had a harness on. So that was the biggest thing. So that's what I was saying. It's like, well, if I didn't have those people there to help me, I would have been in trouble because I had to actually do the jump with help.
So speaking of Sylvester Stallone, I know your boss isn't here. Do you mind imitating him for us?
Hey, ain't no problem, you know. If I could change, you could change. The whole world could change. Everybody likes Rocky Balboa, eh? You know? So here we are. Hey, yeah, come on. You want to fight? Come on, Todd. Let's show him something. Hey, hey, yo.
Very good.
Anyway, he doesn't really talk like that. He's actually a really bright guy. That really bright guy makes a lot of money making believe. That's what acting is. It's not really being that person. It's sometimes acting like, that's what a lot of people think acting is. Acting is you're playing somebody. Actually, kind of talks more like this. He's probably a pretty educated guy, knows a lot about a lot of things, you know. So, anyway, yes.
Has anyone died?
Good question. Unfortunately, like any job, it could be a dangerous job. There have been some fatalities. It's very rare because a lot of that we take precautions. We have safety measures that we take, but never on a set that I worked on has anybody died. But it happens occasionally because it's a dangerous business, you know. And but you know what? Sometimes driving through downtown Calgary can be dangerous. You know, that's why you have to wear your seatbelt and be careful. It's like, yeah. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen or get hurt. Yes. Yes.
For the special effects, like, how did he do it?
The special effects. How do they do the special effects? Well, how do they do the special effects? The question is, that is called a whole department in itself. And it's like you go to school for that. You learn about how to work with different kinds of explosions, mechanical things, and those are the people that make the explosions, that make the smoke in the background just right. It's a whole department in itself.
Just wait, let's answer the teachers.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Can you answer the question about, you know, you have to have some training for about a year, you go to stunt school.
Yes.
So I go to stunt school. How do I then get in a movie? It's not like I graduated.
Yeah. Yeah, well, even if you go a year to stunt school, usually even to get to that point, you would need some kind of background, some kind of training, like in fights, or like whether it's martial arts, or, you know, depending on what it is, what happens in most movies, fights, driving. After you go to stunt school, you would have to probably live in a place where the business is, which is Vancouver or Montreal, you know, or there's a lot of Canadians actually working in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, or New York. It just depends. So it's who you know. You have to meet the right people. Like in my case, opportunity, I was selling resort properties in Mexico. I had worked for an oil company. I was down there, got fired, you know, it was the end of I said, oh gosh, what am I going to do with a college degree? I'll sell resort properties. Met Stallone in an elevator, and then I got on as a stand-in on the set, and the opportunity was there. And then I said, oh, hey, you know, I used to play sports. I played lacrosse, played some football in college, so maybe I could take the next step. So then it depends who you know, a lot of it. It's like any job. Being prepared in life, that's what it's all about, kids, to know when the right time comes along that you're prepared to do the right things. And then I just trained as I went along, you know. And I actually didn't get to go to stunt school. I kind of learned it as I went along, you know.
So for those of you that are really serious about advancing your stunt career or your acting career, Mark will be doing a full-day seminar tomorrow, and we'll be working with cameras, and he has a whole actual curriculum that he'll cover off. But whether it's you or somebody in your family, your mom and dad, you're more than welcome to come out. And you know what, just I know on behalf of Mark, he's grateful that you guys were here, and he was also thankful for the opportunity.
Yes, I think you guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. Thanks for welcoming me to Medicine Hat. I just want to close and saying one thing. You know what? You can either, in life, you can either be a victim or a victor. You can either do drugs, do bad things, make bad mistakes, never work in this business, because nobody that works in this business has anything to do with that sort of stuff. And if they do, they don't last long in any business. Be good to your teachers, be good to your parents, because you know what? It all comes back to you guys. And you know, we want to make a difference. And tomorrow, if you want to come by to check it out, it's
at Platinum Health and Fitness.
Platinum Health and Fitness, and we're going to do more of the advanced stuff. And it's a great business. It's a whole arts and science in itself. It's not just acting and fun. And it can be fun. So just thanks, guys, for your time, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. All right? Take care.